Okay guys, in today's video I am going to be showing you a car that I've been holding on to for a while, future project, and I figured it's a good time to bring it out, run it, just check it over real good because I've got big plans for this car. I know that a lot of y'all like seeing what's in my collection, so what I have here is a 1970 Dodge Coronet, four-door. I was thinking of doing a nice little engine swap, and hey buddy, come on. Woo. Look at him. Let's get you over on a tree. There we go. He was actually caught up in a spider web. So let's get this car loaded up, and then we're gonna just kind of look it over real good and see how well it runs. So let me get my trailer, and we're going to try to fire this thing up and load it up. The car was running when I picked it up. The interior, it's okay. Love the Grant steering wheel. Oh, okay, I've got a leaking dash, obviously. Leaking windshield or something. Let's see if it'll fire up. Alright, the key comes on, or it's got power. Sounds just like a Dodge with that starter. Hey! Nice. A little bit of a tick. It's got dual exhaust on it. So let's talk about how I got this car. So I'm working at Cars and Cameras, and John's someone that we know gave John a call and was like, hey, I'm selling my car. And I was like, which car? And he's like, the Coronet. And I was like, okay, I'm not looking for a car, but you know, I might know someone that might want it. How much do you want for it? And he was like, $1,300 bucks. And I was like, sold. I'll be there to get it. So that's how I wound up with this car, and I've had it for a while. I just hadn't done anything with it. I've got some plans for it. That 318 in it, 2-barrel, is just kind of weak. I've got a special motor and transmission combo that I plan on putting in this car in a future episode. But you know, today we're looking the car over. We're gonna run it, drive it a little bit, and just kind of check it over. Now it's kind of rainy and wet right now. That's why I'm taking it to my place where I can have a better place to mess with this thing. Taking it to my shop, put some air in the tires. I feel like it's low on fluids, definitely low on fluids on power steering. Kind of feel like the transmission might be a little low too. And we're just gonna kind of look it over real good, because that's what this video is about. Just kind of showing off my $1,300 70 Coronet. Now y'all might have noticed I don't have a lot of Dodges on this channel. Dodges are cool and all. I have no problem with Dodge, except they're a little bit more expensive, and I didn't grow up on Dodge, so I don't know. I don't have the knowledge needed for Dodge content. You know, I'm more of a Chevy guy. Don't hate me, but I've got Chevy, I've got Dodge, I've got Ford, I've got Mercedes, I own Volvos. Pretty much anything that's cool, I like. So, you know, I'm not hating on Dodge. I'm not hating on anything else. I just kind of lean a little bit more towards the GM stuff. So let's get this car to the shop and look it over real good. Got to open up my gate. Okay, so I've got the Coronet at the shop, and it's a Coronet Deluxe. So as you can see, all the tires are low. I'm going to be putting some air in them. They're pretty old. I'm going to have to buy me some tires for this thing. Are these 14s? 14s. 215 75 14s. I need to find me some 15s for this thing. These tires were made in 08. Holy cow, they're old. That's what brand is that? Hankook, made in China. Is this a Hankook? Optimo H7. What year is this tire? 2015. Hankook. 2015. That's not that bad. I don't have to replace that one. That one's only 9 years old. I mean, really, I probably should replace it. Yeah, so the front ones are fine. The rear ones are dry rotted. Yeah. So let's check out what's under the hood. I just love the front ends on these cars. They're so cool. Because the hood release here, it's not. So there's another one somewhere. Okay, I'm looking at it. How am I supposed to get to that? There it is. There it is. All right. Good. Okay, so what we've got here is a 318 engine. It has, I believe that's a York compressor. I hope that the compressor is not seized up. It is not seized up. I might be able to charge this thing up and get some AC out of it. It's got a dual master cylinder, that's good. Really needs cleaned up. But all in all, it doesn't look too bad. There's lots of room under this hood. Plenty of room for a big block, which I'm not putting a big block in this car. So I don't know if y'all remember, but I've got a 63 Dodge Plymouth Barracuda, and well, that's the engine that's going to be going into the Barracuda, and something else is going in this. So I'm assuming that this thing's got the 727. You know what, let me look up the specs on this thing and figure it out and let y'all know a little bit more about this car. So I've got some specs here. Total Dodge production for 1970 was like 543,000 cars for the 1970 production. The Coronets, the total Coronet production was 115,000. So 33,000 of the 440 four doors. The 440 series coupe, 1,236. Let me see. Come on, where am I at now? I went down a rabbit hole. I don't care. So they made a lot of these cars, and yeah, I don't have a whole lot of info on this for some reason. Okay, yeah, I'm just going down a crazy rabbit hole. It's not worth it. But as you can see, the car is absolutely gorgeous. Not a lot of rust in it at all. It's very good. Looking up underneath it. Oh, I got a little spot right there. I got to fix that. Looking underneath at the unibody, I was thinking that this was a frame car. It shows how much I know about Dodges. This is a unibody car, and it's considered a mid-size. This humongous boat of a car is considered a mid-size for 1970. All right, so let's get some air in these tires, and then we're gonna top up the fluids. I'm gonna back it off this trailer. Alright, so I've got air in the tires. It's starting to look less like a decrepit piece of junk. Let's check out the trunk in this car. Opens itself. It's a little wet in here. It's a lot wet in here. Oh yeah, I got alright, so this moving blanket is holding moisture, so we are going to remove this moving blanket. So yeah, it is just soaking wet under here. We're going to remove it so we'll have less rot in the trunk. It's got the original liner in here. Yeah, we got to get rid of this. Oh, it's so heavy. Wow. Just put it there. Not too bad. Can't tell how bad it is. Oh yeah, we got some rust holes in the trunk. Oh yeah, it looks to be pretty bad. Holy cow, that's the top of the fuel tank right there, guys. Okay. Well, that is fascinating. That is obviously the worst part of the car. Is that you have the top of the fuel tank just sitting right there. If the sending unit's on top, it's going to make it way easier to change. so whew, it needs a trunk pan. But if that's the worst part about this car, then hey, not too bad. Let's go ahead and crank it up. Oh, I need to figure out how to check the fluids on the transmission. Are you supposed to have it running when you check it? So I'm gonna Google it and see what I gotta do. Okay, I knew that there was something funky with the transmission, checking the transmission on this car. So you got to warm it up, and some people like to go through the gears, first, second, drive, neutral, reverse, blah blah, back and forth, and that's just to get probably air out of the lines and stuff, air out of the system, get the fluid pumping. And you don't check it in park. You check it in neutral, because in park there's something having to do with fluid not being pumped. So you check it in neutral. So we're gonna warm this thing up and go through the gears and see what we got. Oh, we're right on the money now. So 3 quarts low. Alright, so I've got to cut this car off so I can top up the power steering. I mean, it's got fluid in it, but it is low. A lot easier to fill it up when the engine's off. She's probably going to be a pretty froth. No, it's not too bad. And she is full. Nice. So the fluids are good on this thing. I can't drive it right now because I got a buddy here from Alaska and we've got to head to the beach. So let's just go ahead and do that. And I'll be back on this project in the morning. See y'all after the beach. Backing her off the trailer. It's a big thing. Big heavy thing. that's another one back on the road, guys. Awesome. Happy Father's Day, Dad.